When the Hooper said the famous speech, famous in terms of the story, that what you are seeking is not a material, not an earthly thing. But the king you can see, you can only see this king that you are seeking once you've polished the heart. And then the sun rose, and they were all in the embrace of God. There was no me, you, no multiplicity. Now remember, I told you that story, but I didn't really talk about it again. We're going to talk about it this session. What was important was the thinking. Now the thinking comes in a couple of points. The first is this question that we need to explore, we want to explore. What does it mean to be a human? This is the penultimate question that we want to try to flesh out a little bit. And we said that depending on how you answer this question, it'll impact the way you see character development and the way you see well-being. Okay. We then made this point about centricity as a language, and we'll continue inshallah with today. We spoke yesterday, it was a crash course on what type of subject? Logic. And we went through the thought triangle. So basically, I'll give a quick summary of the thought triangle for those who work here. When you interact with any type of thought, it comes in stages. It comes in, and I'll clarify and go over a couple of the examples we gave. It comes in a very surface level initial phase. For example, you see a statement on Twitter that attacking, let's say, Shias, that Shias are fake Muslims. You might see this statement. This is an expression of a thought, of a process that this person chooses to share. We said that some people will do one of two things. Either they'll just report it and hate it, or give it a like, if you believe in stuff like this. And then you stop there and then you go forward. We said, no, we don't want to do this. What do we want to do? We want to clarify and think and go deeper. That's what we want to do as Muslims. And this is what the Ahlul Bayt came to teach us. They came to teach us to think about the things we do, to engage in critical reflection. So we said that someone who has this belief might say, for example, Shias believe in something that's not explicitly mentioned in the Quran. For example, they might say, where did you get the idea of 12 Imams? Did it say that Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib is the first Imam? Is that written explicitly in the Quran? We would say it's not written explicitly, but there are ayat that do support this. But this explicit mention, what they will argue is that everything that's important is mentioned in the Quran. This is what they will argue. They will say the imamate of Amir al-Mu'mineen is not explicitly. Now you might say, but what about the ring and the hand and the ruku'? I'm not talking about the ayats that came in favor of the imam. I just said the explicit name is not mentioned in the Quran. So then they would say all important things are mentioned in the Quran. You guys believe in something that's not mentioned explicitly by name in the Quran. Therefore, you guys are fake Muslims. You're coming up with your own belief. We said that's their sequence of thinking. Then we said, okay, you can either leave it there or you go one step further. What was the further step? You go to the presupposition. You go to the idea they're bringing before their argument. What were they presupposing in this? Over here from the crowd. What is this person presupposing in his argument? No, that's their explanation. What's the deeper idea that they have? Exactly. Everything is mentioned in the Quran that you need to believe in. Now we said that we need to analyze it in 4 stages. The first one being consistency. Is this idea that they have consistent? Well, let's have a look. The Salah. We pray the prayer of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him and his family. Does the Quran mention explicitly, step by step, the Salah? No, it does not. So automatically we can see that the presupposition that this idea that everything needs to be mentioned in the Quran, and we only need the Quran, and we don't need the Prophet, we don't need Ahlul Bayt, we see it's flawed. The implications of such an idea as well, the explanatory power, the coherency, these are the different checks that we had. We also gave the example of Batman, and we said that Batman doesn't kill anyone because he believes, Batman doesn't do bad things, killing is a bad thing, therefore Batman doesn't kill anyone. What's he presupposing? That killing is a bad thing. So I'm not going to go over this again, we went in a lot of detail, but hopefully, inshallah, you were able to think about a couple of examples in your own life. We gave the example as well of the Battle of Siffin, where Amir al-Mu'mineen told the people in his army to continue the battle. And what did Muawiyah's side do? They put Quran on spears. Now, again, they're thinking, how can we use the thought triangle to help us here? Well, they're saying, hey, we're not going to kill these Muslims. Like, what do you mean we're going to kill them? We've just been in a war for a couple of months. Oh, but they have the Quran. Anyone who has the Quran is a good Muslim, therefore I'm not going to kill these Muslims. What are they presupposing? That just because you hold up a Quran, it means you are safe, it means you're a good mu'min. Amir al-Mu'mineen is saying, oh bro, I'm the walking, talking embodiment. Don't just listen to Muawiyah's tactics. But because they were unable to analyze the presupposition, that's really what it was. They thought that, oh man, he's got the Quran, surely he's okay. There is a lack of consistency, then they subject themselves to flawed thinking. There are other ways we can go about it to really build our aqidah. We talked about the fallacies, but there are ways to strengthen your aqidah, for example. For example, when you look at, you hold a presupposition that the Quran is protected. And then you can build arguments on it, then you have explanation. So you can either go explanation proof presupposition, or you go presupposition proof explanation. I'll leave it to you to engage with. I talked to Anisba yesterday, we said we're going to actually have a session maybe one day where you bring a pen and paper, we actually talk about this a bit more detailed. But it's just a seed that we're throwing, inshallah. We went through this table as well, and I'm just going to highlight a couple of key factors. We said that, and this is not a PowerPoint presentation, these are the PDF of the PowerPoint because we had technical difficulties, so it doesn't have the flashy animations, I apologize. But we said that there are 4 philosophies, 4 ways that people might understand knowledge, epistemology, reality, ontology, human beings, anthropology, and that has a direct